to create the secrets for our password, right? So for that, first of all, we should start the Minikube. Only after starting the Minikube, we will be able to use the kubectl command to create the secrets. So let us start the Minikube. So Minikube start. So to start the Minikube, we also need to make sure that one thing is present. So when we go to the control panel, under programs, this one, turn Windows features on and off. If you go down, so make sure that this virtual machine platform and Windows hypervisor platform, both of these are unchecked. Okay. So yes, it shows that Minikube is now on, and it has also enabled the ingress, right? So if this is not automatically done, we can do that using Minikube add-ons enable ingress. All right. So now, as discussed previously, we want to create the secret for our password for PostgreSQL database. So for that, the command is kubectl create secret generic. Then comes the name of the secret. Let that be PG password -- from -- literal, and then PG password equals, write the password you want to use. So here I'm using hello underscore flask. Okay, so this is the raw password. This will be the key where the encrypted value of this will be stored, and the secret, the whole secret name is PG password. Okay, hit enter. So it shows cube's secret PG password is created, right? So let us see all the secrets. It is just like the previous ones. kubectl get secrets. Okay, so this is the one we have used right now. We have created. So the age is 15 seconds, right? Now we can also see the configurations of how this password is in a file. So we can do that using kubectl edit secret and then the secret name, which is PG password. So if you hit enter, you will be able to see the notepad opening like this, right? So when we just used kubectl create command, it has internally followed some protocols, and it has created the secret for us. And this is the secret which it actually looks like after it is created. Okay. So if you could see the timestamp when it is created, and the password and its encrypted thing, and the API version, kind is secret and all, right? Okay, so now we have created the secret successfully. So the only remaining thing is we need to refer to this secret name in our deployment files wherever we want to configure the deployment to use that secret. Okay, so previously when we are defining the web deployment YAML configuration file, this one. So here we are configuring all the environment variables which should be used by the Flask app, right? So, but for the password, we wanted to encrypt that secret and refer to it in some other way such that our sensitive information is not exposed in these code files. So that is the reason we created that secret. So now we need to refer to that secret which we have created here. All right. So we will do that as follows. So we defined the environment variable for the password to be PG password. And then the value is not the direct value we are putting, but we are referring to that secret, right? So that is the reason we will write value from. Okay. And then secret key ref. K and R are capitals. Then the name of the secret, which is, if you remember, PG password, all in small cases. So if you quickly go to your command line, you can see that. Okay, so this is the password secret name, right? This is the secret name which we have created. All right, can you see? So we will be using the same thing here. Okay, so the name of the secret is PG password, and then the key is PG password, all capitals. Now this is which we have used the variable name when creating the password over here, right? So this is the key. So basically for this secret, this contains the encoded form of our raw password, and that is the reason when we want to refer to this secret, we are telling that the secret is encoded in this particular variable. Okay. So this is done. And finally, let us remove all these spaces. So this is the final part where we are selecting the pods which are of component name wishlist app, like this. Okay. So all these pods with this component name will be under the same deployment. That is the reason we have written this. Okay. Then the final part remaining in this web deployment configuration file is to write the image. So for that, we will go to main.py. So the reason we wanted to create a new image is that we want to remove this file and access these environment variables which we have defined right now in this main.py, right? So we will comment this line first of all and get all the environment variables and configure this app.config using those environment variables. Okay, so we will do that part right now. And after all those things are done, after configuring our environment variables, getting all those values and setting this config, then we will create a new image and then push that to Docker Hub, and then we will write that image name over here. Okay, that is the step. So now let us go and get the environment variables. So if we go to web deployment, the first environment variable which we have created is redis_host. I'm just copying the name and writing the same over here, equals. So first let us import the OS because these are environment variables. So os dot environ square brackets quotations, this one. Let me explain this. So we are getting this environment variables, this environment variable redis_host from this deployment where we have defined the environment variable. So this is nothing but this. So we are getting that value using this os.environ, and that value is stored inside this variable. Okay, so we are just using the same variable name just for the simplicity reason. Okay, so very similarly we will get all the values which are defined over here into this. Okay, so the next thing is Redis port is equal to os.environ of quotations Redis port. Okay, so similarly go back. The next thing is Postgres host is equal to os.environ of quotations Postgres host. Next, Postgres user equals os.environ of quotations user, and then the port is equal to os.environ of the port, Postgres port. Next is DB equals os dot environ of quotations PostgreSDB. Next, the password, PG password. So I'm just using Postgres password equals os dot environ of quotations PG password. So this is the value, this is the name of the environment variable from this PG password. And I'm storing that inside Postgres password just because everything is named in the similar fashion, right? So this is the way we get all these things. So we have got all the environment variable values in this form. Right now, the next step is to use these environment variables in order to configure our Flask application to connect to the database, right? So it was previously done in this form where all the credentials were quoted within as a string. Right now, we have to use the dynamically gotten data over here, right? So we can do that like this. App.config quotations, the same thing, SQL Alchemy database URI. Okay, so this part is same as the previous one. So these both are same. Okay, so now, so if you carefully observe here, everything is as a string, right? But here, if we just write things like PostgreSQL if we write like this is just a string, but not the value which we have got in this form of variable, right? So for that, we have something called f strings in Python, using which we can use the curl brackets, and inside the curl brackets, the variable name which we want to use. Okay, so the first one is username after PostgreSQL colon // then the username, then again the colon, curl brackets, inside that Postgres password, and then @, then host, which is nothing but the Postgres host, then colon, which is next thing is port. So again, open and close bracket, port, and then / curl, and then the database, PostgreSDB. Okay, paste it. So it looks like this. All right. So we are just using the variables which we have configured as the environment variables in this deployment, and then we are accessing those values here, and then we are using it in the form of f string. Okay, so just comment this line and just use this line. Okay, save it. And similarly here for the Redis host, we have to write this Redis host, right? Here. And then for port, Redis port. Okay, which is the same as this. Okay, save it. So we have made all the necessary changes to our main.py of app. Now it is time to build the image for this application, for this updated application, and push that to Docker Hub, so that after pushing to Docker Hub, we will use that image in this place and use this web deployment, make it ready. Okay,